Is it finally safe to be who I really am? Hi everyone, I'm Agi. And lately I've been thinking a lot about anxiety, not as something we have to get rid of, but as a feeling that might actually be trying to tell us something. And maybe it's different for all of us. And I'm sure there isn't just one solution or one answer for this. But the more people I meet and the more often I see the same patterns appearing in different lives, the more I find myself wondering where those patterns are coming from. Because so many of us felt different even as children in the family, almost like we didn't quite belong to these families. Many of you have shared the very simple and same experience with me, as if you always saw the world a little bit differently. You noticed things, others, and you felt things more deeply. And maybe there wasn't a safe space, place at home or in school around you where you could truly show that part of yourself or share it with others. So little by little, you learned to hold yourself back, to stay quiet, to hide, to disappear, just enough to fit in. And while your outer world keep moving, your inner world became the place where your imagination, your sensitivity, your dreams, and all those quiet images could continue to exist. And not because you consciously chose it, simply because it became the safest way to be. Then the years passed, and from the outside, everything looked fine. We studied what seemed like the right thing to study, and sometimes because our parents worried about us and wanted it desperately. Sometimes because we didn't want to disappoint anyone. We built relationships. Some of us got married, some became parents. We worked hard. We bought the house, the car, apartment, holidays. We thought that we could finally feel complete with. And yet, deep inside, there was often this kind of quiet feelings that something was still missing. As if part of us wanted to speak, but still wasn't ready. And for many people, the twin flame journey begins to gently shine a light on exactly that hidden place. And I don't actually believe our twin flame creates our pain. I think they simply show it for ourselves, turn on the light, and let us see what is there, what has been there for a long time. They bring our attention to what has quietly been waiting to be seen. And that is my experience too. Long before my twin flame activation, I spent years feeling completely stuck. I always knew I wanted to work with people. People naturally came to me with their stories, but I had no idea what I was supposed to do with that. Looking back now, I can see that it simply wasn't the right time yet. At that stage of my life, I was raising my son, who has special educational needs. Through him, I found myself surrounded by therapists, specialists, doing different healing methods, and I was keen on learning new opportunities. I thought I was doing it for him, but basically I was doing it also for myself. And today I smile because when I think about it, I realize it. I see it 100% clear that those conversations made me more happy, and he didn't really enjoy half of it. So that's why I often say that my son has also been one of my teachers. Again and again, he gently led me exactly where my own soul needed to go. I just couldn't see that yet. I thought I was helping him. And in reality, life was quietly guiding both of us. And then, when my twin flame activation happened, something became incredibly clear. I suddenly knew what I wanted to do. I didn't know exactly what it would look like. I didn't know what courses I would create. I didn't know where this journey would take me, but I knew what my calling was. It felt as if someone had turned on really that light inside me. All those parts of me that had been hidden for a long time, years, suddenly became impossible to ignore. Instead of running from these things again, I finally began walking towards them. And I see this same pattern over and over again in the people I talk with. People often ask me, Agi, how do you decide who you work with? And do you choose people to work with? And I always say that not really. People find me. I don't feel like choosing anyone around me. People simply find me because when they are ready for a change, and if we resonate, they just reach out, and then it just goes on its way. But I don't usually think in terms of someone being too difficult or too easy or too complicated. It doesn't matter whether someone has trauma on its twin flame journey, or simply going through spiritual awakening, or not even on the twin flame journey. It doesn't matter for me. What matters is something much deeper. I know that I have to center myself. I know where I'm standing, and I know what is my responsibility, that to stay connected to myself and to hold my own frequency and give that kind of safe space to people where they can learn, they can feel themselves again. And for a long time, it was one of my biggest fears, because I believed that I have to carry the other people's pain, and I thought it was my job to fix everything. And only recently have I truly learned to let go of this kind of responsibility. And now I can simply focus on myself, my presence, my experience, and holding this safe space to anyone. And then this person walks belong me. And my part is to keep growing myself and to bring the very best who I can be each and every day. And whether someone call themselves twin flame or just a spiritual seeker, I don't mind. The stories can be different, but underneath them, I often see the same longing. One person told me they had spent years staying in silence during meetings, during the work in the office, because they had to speak in a foreign language. They knew the answer. They had something valuable to say. But the moment came and everything inside them froze. Someone else had been carrying this idea to write a book for years, and the words were already there. The message is already there, here. And yet they kept telling themselves, maybe later, it's still not the time, I'm still not ready for that. And there is something missing, they thought. And another person always felt called to work with people, to guide them or support them, or just to walk along them during their journey. But every time they came close to this feeling, to take this responsibility, they postponed it again and again, as if something invisible pulled them back. And there's another one who had a very nice voice. She wanted to sing, and then she was always worrying about keep hearing and listening to others singing instead of hearing her own voice. And there was another one who had a very nice connection with flowers and plants. Whenever they spoke about these, their face lit up and the voice and eyes, oh my God, the sparkling. The posture changed, everything. And then they quietly said, maybe it's too late. I'm too old for this and I can't earn enough money from this. I have to keep my job to earn money from that. Maybe I have already missed a chance. And on the surface, these stories seem like completely different stories. But to me, they are really the same stories, the same longing, the same quiet part of the soul that has been waiting for permission to come out finally into the light. And that's why I sometimes wonder whether anxiety isn't always working against us. In fact, I'm becoming more and more convinced that sometimes it's doing exactly the opposite. It gives us the chance to look deeper. That the space we have squeezed ourselves into has become very small. Because honestly, don't believe that we can spend a lifetime hiding from ourselves without paying the price. Whether that shows up as burnout, depression, illness, or simply the feeling that we are surviving instead of truly living. And I don't think we are meant to silence our calling, because it's been with us since childhood. That little flame, that inner knowing, that kind of part of us that has always wanted to express itself, not perfectly, imperfectly, perfectly, just as we are today, just as I am now. I'm not a native speaker, and I'm here standing in front of you, and I make several mistakes. But to be honest, I don't care. I can always learn. I can always be better and better. But the now is the now. The now is the time when I begin to record these videos. Even on my mother tongue, it can be difficult to say whatever is coming out from inside. Yes. And I was also running and hiding behind marriages, behind other friendships, behind a job, an office job. I didn't really belong. And after the activation, I had to realize that either I'm going on my way, even if it's going to be difficult and uncertain, or I'm staying stuck and I will be ill for a lifetime. One therapist told me when I was visiting her more than 10 years ago in Hungary, and she told me, Agi, your task is not just to be a mother, a family person. You have a life purpose here. You have to go through your darkest nights. You have to grow, you have to evolve, and you have to integrate everything, and you have to go out with this to support other people who will find you and who are seeking always this kind of support, what you can give them. And this is no, she still told me, if you don't do this, you will be sick, because the body will manifest this kind of material thing which is not coming out from you as your life purpose. It will be manifested in your body as a sickness. And this is something I didn't want, of course. And if these words spoke to you now and shake something in you, you can contact me anytime. You will find my details in the video description. There is also a free 15 minutes call just to see if you really want to work with someone, and it can be me or it can be someone else. But if you really think seriously that this is the time you want to go ahead, and I can just tell you that there is never the right time, never the right place, but there can be the right space. What can give you this kind of support, this kind of feeling that with her or with someone else, doesn't matter. I can go step by step, and let's see what comes out of it. We don't know. Neither of us knows. But what I know, that every people who come to me change after a couple of appointments, because they will realize that they don't have to hide anymore. If only one person can know you from inside out, then you are ready to go out and to show it to anyone else. If this resonates with you, I'm here. Wishing you a wonderful journey, and don't forget it. Trust your intuition. It's always with you. See you in the next video. Bye.